Hey everybody, happy Tuesday, October 15th, 2025. Can't believe it's the middle of the month already. Time just flies. My goodness. I'm Verna Mullen from StampinNotes. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Western New York. I live on a small farm with my husband. We're both retired, and I put that in quote marks because we're busier than we ever were when we were working full-time. So it's a beautiful sunny day here with a blue sky. There's a bit of a breeze. It's not super warm, but it's not freezing cold. So today I'm going to show you how to make these really cool treat. It's a treat package that's a box and a card. It has a flap here. I have some gift tags in this one I'll show you. And then it opens here for a sentiment. It's pretty cool. So I saw a gal on YouTube. Her name is Pink Strawberries. And strawberries is with a Z on the end instead of it's STRAWBERRYZ, but she is a paper crafter and has some mostly like folios and scrapbooking, that kind of thing, but she had done the smaller version, and see the little pocket in there? And I just loved it. And then I created the larger version, and it opens so you can write a sentiment. I'm also using, these are very cool. My friend Lisa from Canada, she's Critters and Ink is her business name. She introduced me to these. These are in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. So there's 4 sheets of 2 different kinds of greetings, and what's really cool is they pull out and then they have a peel-off backing on them. So they're beautiful. They're gold, and I'm using them today. And by the way, if you're on, say hi. Tell me where you're from. Comment and share, and you will be put into a drawing for something special. And I forgot to post who won last week, so I'll post who won last week and I believe the week before, but I always like to see where you're from. So anyways, we're using these, and for this smaller one, I'm going to be using the North Pole Delivery Designer Series paper pack. Now, I don't have the bundle that goes with this, but I love the paper. Let me show it to you. And what's really cool is it has cutouts, 2 pages of cutouts, but it's just so bright and cheery and has all the animals on it. Like, look at this one with the dogs. And the back side is delivery mail. So I'll show you some larger sheets instead of these tiny little broken up ones. But this is one of the sticker pages. So we see vehicles and stores decorated for the holiday. There's some light poles and mailboxes, little paw prints, all kinds of cool things that will be in a town. And here's one with animals, and there are some envelopes here, letters, and I love this guy with the sleigh here. Aren't they cute? These aren't sticky, but they punch out to use. And then the DSP, here's one sheet that's mailboxes, and on the back is this village scene, which is really pretty. And here's a really pretty pool party color. And then this side is animals, wild animals like bears and raccoons and bunnies, and there's a fox, eagles. And then, see, I know there's more paper here. Oh, here's one with vehicles, which is just adorable. It has the animals driving the vehicles. There's a Christmas tree. There's looks like a beaver with presents. And the back is, these look like stamps or tags. This one has letters on the back. And I think there's one more pattern. Oh, this one. This one has packages and letters. And then it has this really cool checked pattern, kind of a plaid pattern. It looks like very vanilla and real red. So that is the paper we're going to be doing for our first one, the smaller one. And I'm just going to set this aside here, over on my little cart here. And we'll get started and I'll show you how to make these. I do have an ordering special this week. If you place an order of $50 or more with me this week, you will get the Designer Series paper to make one of each of these three, and the die, like the circle die cuts. You are going to need the DSP for the animals, and the DSP for the die cut ornaments on this one. This is a different paper pack, the Christmas tags and more, which I'll show that to you in a little bit. I'm usually, my new time for going live is going to be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays, and my mom had lost, Mom had lost her wallet yesterday, and so I had to help her. We ended up finding it, thank the Lord, so that worked out really good, but it was one of those things I needed to go help her, and I couldn't do my live, so I'm on today. But normally, I will be on Tuesdays at 3. All right, so let me show you how to make this small one. And then we have a flap here that opens like this. You could put, well, this is a Reese's, one of the pumpkins. It's out for Halloween, but it will fit in there. It's a little tight, but you could put like the smaller Hershey bars in there. Then the flap folds down and you can write your sentiment here. So I've used one of those ephemera sentiments and one of the bunny rabbits with a present there. But isn't that cute? And you could put small candies in there. So I think that's really, you can make tags and put it in it. So we're going to start with a piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm using the North Pole delivery. And this paper is 4 by 10.5. And if you place an order with me this week, you'll get the PDF tutorial for the 2 different sizes. And you will also, if your order is $50 or more, you'll get the DSP and the white die cuts. But you will need the ephemera pack, or you could stamp your sentiments, and you will need the die cut ornaments from the other packs to finish making them. All right, anyways, this is 4 by 10.5, and I'm going to get my trimmer. And we're going to do a little scoring on this on the long side. So on the long side, we're going to score this at a 1/2 inch right here. So we want this light colored scoring blade. We're going to score it at 1 inch. Right there. And when you're scoring on paper, don't push really hard if it's not cardstock, because it might rip through it. We're going to go down to 4 and score it. and then 4.5, and then 7.5, which is right here. Okay, so we're going to fold this up. We've got our 2 1/2-inch score lines there, and then we've got our 4-inch here and 4.5, and then the 7.5-inch one we're going to fold back like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like from upside down there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add adhesive to this flap right here, and we're going to adhere it to this part of the paper right there. So I'm going to add my adhesive right here. I like to use the liquid glue with something like this because you can, has a little more wiggle room to move it around. And I'm just going to match up the 2 folds there. And lay it down and just kind of press that. Hold it a minute. I'm also going to grab a baby wipe to wipe my fingers because they're kind of sticky from the glue. These would make nice little gifts for work, or they'd be really nice for Thanksgiving with little treats in them with people's names on them. Okay, so this is what we have so far. All right, we have our pocket and we have our card that's going to fold to the back like that. So it's going to open like this. All right, so let's put the bottom on this. And for the bottom, we have a piece of Designer Series paper that's 3 by 1.5. All right, and I've used the same paper, and we're going to do a little scoring on this one also. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Right there. And 1 inch right there. All right, so we've got 2 score lines at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And I'm just going to fold this way. I'm going to have the green part on the outside. And these 2 sides are going to be adhered up inside the little flap there. And I need my scissors. All right, so I'm just gonna cut a little bit off on a slant on the ends. Like that. We had a great time with the Western New York Stamping Crew virtual holiday retreat this weekend. Lots of fun with over 16 projects. Lots of holiday inspiration. And I'm just putting this glue on this flap. I'm going to lay it right on the inside here, right up to that score line. Turn it over this way so I can see it a little better. Right, and I'm just gonna take my finger and press that down. And I'm gonna fold this over and I'm gonna add the adhesive right here. All right, and then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. We're gonna fold that in, and I'm going to take my bone folder and just reach in there with it and press that down. I'm looking for my bone folder. I went to the dentist this morning, so everything's kind of not out of my routine today. Okay, so we're just pressing that into the inside of that bottom. And I'm just going to take my bone folder and smooth that out right there. If you're watching, say hi. I'd love to have you say hi. Tell me where you're from. Okay, so let's do the top flap. This is what we have so far. All right, our little package. And we are, for the flap, it's 3 by 3. And you have to determine, I want it to hang down this way. I don't want it this way. So we're going to put, the top has 2 score lines going across the top like that. So determine, if there's a pattern, determine which way you want your want it sitting. And again, we're scoring at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Okay. And I'm just going to fold those. Give them a gentle rub. Now I would like the corners rounded, so I have my old corner rounder here. I'm going to bring that in. Does anybody have this? It's been around a while. It's an older Stampin' Up! Product. There, we've got the corners rounded on that. And if you wanted to, you could round the corners on, oh, I rounded it on this one, on the inside. So we'll do that too. Now I'm going to just take and put adhesive on this end flap here. And it is going to go this way. So we want that on there. Just slide in there. I forgot to cut the corners, but it won't matter that much. I'll lay that down. Oops, I just goofed it up. And let's see if that looks right. Yep. All right. So the flap is going to go down over the top of the box like that. And now you could do like a Velcro button or a little magnet to hold that shut. I am just using a die cut circle to hold that down and hold it shut. And here's my circle right here. So I'm going to put it on so like part of it is high enough to put the flap under. So about there. And I'm going to add dimensionals. That way it'll be easier to slide the flap underneath it. And I'm only adding them to the bottom part of that circle. You guys, there's a super awesome starting join deal right now for the starter kit. If you have a long wish list, now's the time to get your products, because there's 2 options. One is you pay $35 and get $125 worth of product. The other one is you pay $99 and get $189 worth of product. Let me see. Oh, I don't see the papers right here. I had them out earlier. So it's a super deal, and I would love to have you on my team. You don't have to sell anything. You can just, most of my team members are hobby demonstrators that just are enjoy the discount. And you get to purchase things ahead of when they're normally released for customers as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you start with a discount on 20% discount on whatever you purchase, and then for the ability for that to raise and be more. So it's a super deal. Right now you would be in until I believe March, beginning of April. And you also, on my team, you get all of my tutorials for free, into my virtual retreats for free. So it's a super fabulous deal right now. Anyways, you can email me at vernastamps@gmail.com, or I will put a link in the comments. Okay, so let's find something cute to put on our circle here. Let's bring in our little animals, and I kind of like this little fox, so let's add him to the front. And we're going to add him with dimensionals right across the front there. Isn't he cute? I think he's so cute. And let's find a greeting from our ephemera pack to put on there. So we'll see, we could do Happy Christmas. You could put the greeting up here too on the flap. Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, and then the other ones were these here, Happy Christmas, Joy, 'Tis the Season, Merry and Bright. Let's do Happy Christmas above on the flap. So we're just going to pull this off, and then the back of it peels like this. And you could leave the peeling on there and just add it with dimensionals too. All right, so we're going to put Happy Christmas on there. All right, and then we're going to add our fox onto here with a couple of dimensionals. I have a bag of apples that I want to can this week before they go bad. I loved, well, I want to make applesauce and then can it. And I love the smell of it when it's cooking. It makes the house, the whole house smell so good. All right. They are Honey Crisp that we got at a Mennonite store in the area. We have a lot of Amish and Mennonite in this area, and they're hard workers. Beautiful craftsmen too. All right, so here's our fox. I'll put him right there. And we need, well, I'll come back and do our gems for the front. Okay, so we're gonna just slide this under the circle, our little top, our little box top there. For some reason we're sitting a little bit crooked. And let's open up and do the inside. So I'm gonna use the corner rounder on that flap, the back flap there. And I have a piece of cardstock that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And we're going to round all of the corners on this. you wouldn't have to do that. And let's find a sentiment that will go good on here. Let's see, we've got on the front, Happy Christmas. Let's put, I wonder if 'Tis the Season would fit on there. Yeah, I think it would. Let's put 'Tis the Season. Will that go on there? Yeah. And then we'll see if we can find some cute animal to put towards the bottom. We're not doing any stamping today. 'Tis the Season. All right. And let's see here. Oh, this is cute. The squirrel is cute. And that little mouse. Here's another little, oh, this is cute. Okay, we'll do this little dog. But wouldn't these make a cute little gifts to give out? And they're fun to make. They're not hard to make. We'll put him across the bottom, and then you can sign it right there in the middle. And we'll lay it right inside our box there. All right, so we've got Happy Christmas. Let's add some gems to this. Let's see if I brought them over here last night when I was getting ready. And let me look one more spot on my cart here. I thought I brought them over here. Okay, I'm not seeing them. I'll go get some different ones. We'll just add a couple of rhinestones to our little card here. They're easier to pick up with your take your pick tool. Okay, so Happy Christmas, and let me see if I can get that to sit better. Happy Christmas, and we have our little opening there to put candy or whatever. This one's a little thick, but it'll fit in there. You can find like even a couple of smaller chocolates would be fine. And then 'Tis the Season, and you can sign it right there. So it makes a cute gift holder. And so here's some other ones that I did. There's this one, and this one with a truck here, and the little village. I think this says Happy Christmas and Merry and Bright. And this one says 'Tis the Season and Happy Christmas. So, with a bunny rabbit in there. All right, let me show you how to make the larger one. Now, the larger one is my design. And you probably could do all different shapes of these. I'll set those aside. Also, you guys, I wanted to tell you about my kit in the mail for this month for October. Features the Peace on Earth bundle. And again, if you were on my team, you would get the tutorial for free and the kit at a discount. But these are the cards that we're doing for this month. And then you get the cardstock and pre-cut shapes that aren't in the bundle, like these branching out layers. And you get the envelopes, 2 of each of, so you can make 2 of each of the cards. The cardstock is pre-cut for you. You also get a spool of this beautiful ribbon and a half a pack of the designer series paper, which is out of stock right now, but I have it. I was able to get it beforehand. And a package of rhinestones, a PDF tutorial, a video tutorial, and the shipping, and it's only $45. All right, and I also have a Facebook group I'm trying to get going. You also will get the tutorial to make these flip pop-up cards, pop-up corner cards. So that is a bonus this month. And this is a really nice bundle because you can use it for holiday or, you know, thinking of you, sending love. This is a fun fold card that we're doing that you will get the pieces to make. So if you're interested in that, email me at vernastamps@gmail.com. All right, so let me show you how to do this long card. So this card is done with the Christmas tags and more paper. And this is a 6x6 paper, and it comes with sheets of pre-cut images in it, which is really cool. And let me show you one that's open here. Set this stuff aside. So it comes with the die cuts, so you can make your own tags. These can be cut up, or you can use the back of the pattern on the back. I love that green. And then here's another design. Isn't that pretty? I think it's so pretty. You could cut that off. You could use the back. Here's another design. So you've got the large ornaments. You could make cards with them, or you could make tags, and I love that paper there. And then here's the die cuts. So is there 2 sheets of each, or 3? I think there's 2 sheets of each. So all kinds of beautiful die cuts that you can use for your card design. And I'm going to show you how I made the 6x6 paper work for this box. So we're going to start with 2 6x6 pieces of DSP. This box opens like this, and this box has gift tags in it. So you could make some gift tags and give them as a gift to somebody in this cute little box. Or this box also holds a candy bar like that. And then you can sign it here. I did not round the corners on this, so. Okay. So let's pick out our DSP we're going to use, and let's use something different than what we used before. Let's use this gingham right here. So we've got 2 sheets of that. And normally the length we need is 10.5 inches, like I showed on the last one, the shorter one. So we're going to go ahead and, whoops, put one away I shouldn't have. I'm going to bring this in about 1/2 inch over here and adhere it. And I'm going to use my Seal Plus, which is right here. I'm going to go right down along this side with it. All right. I'm going to lay this right along a line here so I can make sure I'm lining them up straight. Okay, so I'm going to line this right up. Let's see if we turn it another way, if we can line the lines up. Yeah, not quite. About this way. I think this is the right way. And I'm going to cover that adhesive. It should be over just a little more. All right. So now our paper is 6 by 12, and we're going to cut this down to 4 by 10.5. All right, so we're going to take 1.5 inches off one of the ends. So I'm going to take, I want it off this end, I think. Turn it this way. I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. And this way. All right, so our seam is here. And let's see, if we score 4 and 4. So I'm going to score on the longer end so I don't run into having to score that seam. So I just want to see where the scoring is going to be at 4 and 4.5. So we'll miss the seam because the seam is over here, right? All right, so first we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Move this down so you can see it better. 1/2 inch here. And then we're going to score at 1 inch. We're going to go down to 4 inches. Four and a half inches, which is right there. And then 7.5 inches, which is down here. And our seam is right here. So we're going to miss all of those folds. Which is good. All right, so we're going to do our folding here. Oh my goodness, you guys. I just realized I cut it off. I needed to leave that 6 inches on. Oh, brother. Okay, I'm going to redo it. Sorry about that. It's been a long day with the dentist. Oh my goodness. To make it longer, we need it 6 by 10. All right, so we're going to do that again. I'm going to put the tape down along this. All right, and we're going to line these up. Oops. Okay. Now we're going to leave this length here. We're just going to take the length off the end, which is 1.5 inches, to make it 6 by 10.5. All right, so we want 1.5 inches off this end right here. Yeah, you would cut it down if you wanted this to do the smaller one. All right, so we're gonna go, I just wanna see where 4 is gonna be, and 4 1/4. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do score at 1/2 inch. Excuse me. 1/2 inch, 1 inch. Then you could use your scoring board if you wanted to. I just think it's just as convenient to use my paper trimmer. 4 inches, 4.5 inches, and 7.5 inches. Now I'm scoring it several times, but I'm not pressing down really hard. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna fold this. Like this. So our box is gonna be like this, and this is gonna fold back this way. And I have it, all right, so, yeah, it goes like this. Now I gotta check it. Yeah, it goes this way. So, this is upside down, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it. So you wanna be aware of that when you're doing it, that your pattern could be upside down, and I'll just cover it with something else. All right, so this thin first scored piece here, we're gonna add our liquid glue to it. All right, and we're gonna fold this over one more like that. And we're gonna adhere that to the side like that. And that is gonna fold back. All right, and so, yeah, actually it's gonna be like that. All right, and so now we're gonna do the bottom of this. And we have a piece, we're gonna cut a piece that is 1.5. Let's see, the longer 3x3, 3 by 1.5. Okay, so this is the bottom isn't going to matter. It's going to be the same as on the smaller one. So we want this 1.5 by 3. And we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And 1 inch. Whoops. I almost dropped my trimmer. Okay, 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and I'm just gonna trim off these corners a little bit so it slides easier into the bottom of the box. We'll add adhesive to the inside here, or this flap is going to go inside. just like that. Let's see. Yep, that looks right. And then we'll add adhesive to this end here. That's gonna go in this side. I'm gonna just press this down in there. Okay. All right. So now we'll do the flap. Now for the flap up here, we want this a little longer. But I have die cut this flap using the Everyday Arches dies. It's the third largest one. And I have that right over here. So what I'm going to do, normally the flap, if you want a long, well, I'll show you. I'll do the long flap so you can see it. We're going to cut one that's 3 by 4.5. Let me make sure that's right. Looking at my directions here. 3 by 4. Okay. So I'm going to get another piece of DSP here. I'm going to use this right here because, well, I could cut a piece off this one. So we'll make it all the same. So 4. I'm going to cut off 4. And then we're going to cut off 3. Right? And we're going to score it at same scoring mark at 1/2 of an inch and 1 inch. Fold that over, and then this would slide. We'll cut these off. We'll trim our sides a little bit so it'll fit down in there easier. So adhesive goes on this end flap, little flap, and then that whoops. That slide sits right down in there like that. But because I'm going to add the Everyday Arches tag to hang down, I'm going to cut this short. But I wanted to show you it long in case you want to cut it long. All right, so I just need enough to adhere that arch onto. So let's see, maybe down to here. I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to adhere the arch onto it. So I'm going to add adhesive right here. There's a score line right across here, and I'm just adding it below that score line. And we'll add our die cut for the flap right to that. You see there's a little bit of tiny hangover here and here, but it's not very much, and it really isn't gonna show that much. Wiping glue off my fingers here. Okay, so now we're going to add adhesive to this flap right here, it's going to go inside our paper box. Got a little too much there. All right, so this is going to go right in here like this. I'm just going to kind of pinch that and lay it down and rub my bone folder on that. Okay. All right. So we have this on the front here, and we're gonna somehow that is not over far enough. I'm going to take it right out of there and move it over. We'll add more glue here. And I think there we go. Better. Okay. Now let's pick out what to put on that front flap. So for the other one that I did, we have Happy Christmas, we have a large bow, and the ornament here. Let's add, let's grab those. Well, let's decide what decoration we're going to put on the front of it. So I think this might be pretty. We've got some candy canes. There's a large green one, large green ornament, might be pretty. We could do the two candy canes on each other. There's a green candy cane there. Let's do the candy canes with a bow on them, and I'm going to use the red. Let's see, two of the red ones here. And let's just adhere them across. Let's see what they'll look like if they're both going the same way. So I'm not sure if I like that. I think I'm going to do something else. Let's go with the Christmas tree. So we've got our Christmas tree here, and let's put a piece of red, this is one of the die cuts, we'll put that down there and add our tree. Let's move it down here, and then our sentiment up towards the top. So we'll add our cutout right there like that. And Our tree we'll put with dimensionals. Okay. We'll put that on there like that. Whoops. And let's do our sentiment. Wonder if we could fit joy on there. That might be pretty. Let's see if it'll fit on there. And a good way to store these is to get one of our DVD cases from Stampin' Up, I think. I think they still have them, even though they're going to the new packaging. And you can, you know, take all of your die cuts out of their the papers they're in and add them to the packaging or the DVD case. Okay. All right, so let's put that, let's see, joy on there just like that. It's kind of pretty. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of twine for a bow on there. I might have brought it over here. Oh, there's the good gems I wanted to use before. I knew I brought them over. All right, so this twine is black and white and gold baker's twine. Let's do the gold here. It's pretty. And we'll just make a little bow. To go on the top of that tree. See if that's too long. I don't think I like it. All right, we'll forget that idea. But we will add some gems. Let's add some red. Oh, maybe green. Let's try the green with it. I think I'll put this here. And one right there. Okay, that's pretty. You could even add some to the tree if you wanted to. Some of the tiny red ones would be pretty on that. Okay, so we've got our front done, we've got our box done, and I cut this too short. See, we're about a ½ inch short there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, if I could add, see how short we are. We'll see what this one is. Yeah, so even at 10.5 by 4, this should wrap around the same length as this one did. And I must have cut an extra piece off of there. All right, trimmer. Let's see what this is, how wide it is. So this is 1, 2, 3 inches wide. And this is 1, 2, Okay, so it's a 1/2 inch short. So I'm going to cut 3 by 6 piece. This would probably work right here. And I'll trim this off. We'll hide it so you can't. We'll hide it so you can't tell. All right, tear and tape. Oh my goodness. I know it's here. Well, we can use the glue. Because we're going to have the white cardstock over it, and then we can cover on the back. All right, so let's line these up. Okay, that's lined up pretty good, and again, it's not going to really show. And we're going to cut this off. Let's move these down here. All right, I'm going to have to do it with the scissors. There's one. Here's the other. All right, and then this to be 3 inches right there. So we have room to lay this down. I want to make sure this is straight here. All right, so that's better. All right, so our long piece for this, the basic white piece, is going to be 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I have that piece over here already cut. Right, so it's not super wide. And that's not the right one. All right, I'm going to get another piece of paper. All right, here we go. 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. All right. And we're going to add it to the inside of where our card will be here. Just like that. And let's decorate that. Let's add, I think this would be pretty right there. Actually, we'll put it at the bottom. Here. And then we have a sentiment. We've got joy on here. So let's do Wonder if, I know Merry Christmas isn't going to fit in there, but we could cut it. That's what I'm going to do. So I've got this one out. I'm just going to snip it right here. And then we can snip that off. Take the backing off. And you can bend these a little bit, and it doesn't seem to bother them. Merry and Christmas. Okay. Merry Christmas. And this needs to be straightened just a little bit. Nope, not like that. Okay, Merry Christmas. And then it opens like that. And we've got joy on the front. So here is the other, I'll show you the other long one. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to show you how to make the tags to go in them. If you want to give tags to someone, these, I used the Elegant Edge tag topper, and I used the ephemera pack, the words, and also the Christmas tags and ornament paper. I used Nested Essentials dies for those there. And so let's make a tag, and I'll show you how to do that. You need a piece of basic white cardstock that is 6 by 2. So I've got my piece right here. And we're going to use the tag topper punch. This is still current and available. And the 2-inch will fit in there. This must be a little wider than 2. Let's see what the deal is here. Okay, we're going to cut this down just a tad. Now it'll fit inside that punch. All right, slide it all the way down and press it down, and we have that beautiful decorative top there. Then I'm going to pick a piece of designer series paper that is, we're going to cut a piece that's 5 3/4 by 1 3/4. Make sure I've got that right. 5 by 1 3/4. So we'll pick this right here. Cut it at 5 by 1 3/4. 1 3/4. We're going to cut 1 inch off the end to make it 5. I'm going to layer this onto the basic white cardstock. Whoops. I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom here. Now you could make it just a little shorter and have it down a little farther from that and have a white edge here if you want to. Then I have one of the Nested Essentials die cuts. We're going to add that to the front of that. Just like that, center it in so the edges hit the designer series paper on the side there. Now let's use, let's find our die cuts here from the Christmas tags set. Oh, let's use the round ornament. And we'll layer on there with some dimensionals. Just like that. Let's get our greeting from the other set. Let's use 'Tis the Season. This one has one big strip and one little thin strip on it. Okay, so, whoops, not upside down. I think I'll put it up there. 'Tis the Season. And we need a little bow on our ornament there. I'm not going to try and put it through that hole. I'm just going to add it with a mini glue dot. If I can get the mini glue dot. All right, there's that. We'll add our bow there. Make our tails kind of long. And if you've got one going wonky, you can add another glue dot to hold that down. And then let's add a piece of the red ribbon. Oops. And I'm going to use about 12 inches. I'm going to make the end, twist the end here so it will go through the very top of this, like that. I'm going to tie it in a knot. Or you can just tie it, pull it tight once, whichever you're comfortable with, like that. I'm going to trim the ends to how long I want them. And I'm going to knot the ends so that they don't fray. And then you can add something on the back of your tags. I put Merry Christmas here. This one has From Our House to Yours. This one has Merry and Bright with a little stocking. Okay, then we're going to come back in and trim these again because they're a little bit frayed. You could even dip the ends in glue and let it harden. If there's also something called fray check that's really for sewing, but you can use it for your ribbon. We'll add our little present at the bottom. And what do we have on here? 'Tis the Season. And we'll add Joy at the top on the back of that. So you could even sign it for someone. And then this box is nice. You could pack up a bunch of these and put them in there. And I had mine, I went in this way. Okay, so there's our Joy. There's our large box. and it will also hold a large candy bar. And here are the smaller boxes that we did. So I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed making them and figuring out how to make them. So try to show more of them later this week. Thanks for being with me today, and I hope you have a good evening. Bye.